Thank you so much for coming, Avi.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah, really appreciate it that you're making the time and having a bit of a chat with us. So I guess we just want to get to know you, your story, like your journey here to Australia, like work-related stuff. What was your sort of like experience with Catalysr?
Yeah, of course. Sure.
And then like how can we help you sort of ongoing?
So my Australian journey started in 2016. I moved here in the late during the summer of 2016 after spending about a decade in Europe. Prior to that, I'm originally from India. So when a person arrives in a new place, he's always vulnerable, right? So you don't know what's the direction where to move around. So I was in a park one day playing with my daughter when suddenly something happened which changed my direction of my life a bit. I met Jacob, he's also Catalysr's co-founder. So what he told me was, we had a small chit chat about the weather and stuff like that. And then he asked, what's your thought on entrepreneurship? It was something which I hadn't heard before. It was not in my domain or circle. So that was something which opened my eyes to a different sort of world. I said, why not? Let me try out. So my Catalysr journey started in January 2017. And I learned different things. I wouldn't say that I'm a full-fledged entrepreneur of that sort, but I'm from IT background. I've been working in the MNCs for 15 years. But what I realized is that there's also a world outside, and it was Catalysr who opened my eyes to that direction. And I realized that there are people who are in health more, and Catalysr is the right solution to give it to them. Because you always remember who put you in trouble, who help you in trouble, and who ignore you in trouble. Anyway, so coming back to Catalysr, my journey started, as I said, January 2016. I started with a small idea was to build something related with IT. Then we moved it to teaching STEM education to young kids from age 6 to 14 in Australia.
What were you calling it at that time?
I was calling it Kid Programmers. It's still also there, but that's not my primary business as of now. But we still are talking with schools and other things to have logical thinking put into STEM education. My daughter herself has studied in 3 countries: Denmark, Australia, India, and Germany also. 4 countries. And so when I arrived here, I realized that there is something in Australia which is not at par with the other countries I have stayed before. So it's a genuine need we have, but I'm trying to have STEM kits and teach students or young minds how to be equipped for the future. So that's part of it. I have another side business which is also kind of targeted more as new migrants or refugees, where we are giving them training mostly related with IT at a lower cost, so that they can be prepared for job market in Australia. Because when people arrive, most of the people are unemployed because they don't know where to go and what is the hot market in Australia, like Seek.com and other things. So doing research and finding out. So that's also one part, but my bread and butter had been IT. So I also do digital marketing and normal application jobs for small businesses.
So what are you calling it at the moment? Is that Bluebell?
It's a Bluebell. So we have registered the company with called Bluebell Research, and we have another partner also. And it was funny that through Catalysr, I got a ABC promotion, and while interviewing a lot of people, I met one guy whom I interviewed. He never appeared in the television, but anyway, I got to know him. He got my number and called me and said, I liked your idea and stuff like that. Why don't we become partners? So he's now my business partner, and he has brought a couple of businesses to us from the IT side. So that has been like, you never know how you make connections. So when I came here, I didn't have any networks, and today I have you guys and other people around whom I can always rely on when I need, because that has been amazing. And as I said, there are many people, but in Catalysr, we have a collaboration of people of different ideas and things. So if I need something on XYZ, I can ask so and so, or for something else, I will ask someone else. So that has been a good support factor, I would say, pillar in the journey. My business is no way it's taking a small baby steps, but as I said, the training thing will be picking up based on my understanding, and the STEM is it's not a one-day job. It takes an awareness among the parents to make it rolling. But the IT jobs, I'm from IT background, so it doesn't really matter. You always get IT projects in and around. Yeah.
So fantastic. No, thank you so much for sharing that, and thank you for sharing your story. And it's funny you mentioned that, like those interactions and those things, and how random they may appear, and how that randomness can then lead to some amazing business and sort of personal.
And the thing is, I've been always told that people's mindset is once it's fixed, it's fixed. You cannot change it. But thanks to Catalysr, it has changed. I have found that there is another world outside me, which was never there. So that has opened up my mind, and I now realize, okay, this is a petty thing. I shouldn't worry about this thing. I would rather worry about people who are more in need, or more whom I can help. Because when I was not in the best position, there were people to help me. So I should also try to do things. So this is something which has been put inside me by Catalysr. I would honestly say that.
That's fantastic. And I think we're very happy to hear that you have that sort of paid forward mentality, because that's so important in today's business world, and also just generally, right, to be able to sort of build reputation and get to help and pick other people's up as well.
Because you grow if everyone surrounding you grows, and you never know the person whom you help will be part of your circle and help you down the line when something comes up. So
absolutely, And so I also want to sort of talk a bit about the future and looking at where do you think you're going, like with Bluebell Research, with kid programmers? What is your ultimate vision for the next few years?
So the kid programmers thing is the one which I originally started with. What I understand is there is a lack of awareness among the parents, so it's very difficult to penetrate and get into the market, and also paperwork like license, like insurance and things like that. So we are still talking with private schools primarily right now, and also with remote locations where they have homeschooling, to see if we can promote, train the trainers and have them. We also have sets of STEM, like science, engineering, mathematics related kits, which we can we have trained this. We have this business model. My brother has a business in India where we have trained quite a lot of students in how. So we are trying to replicate that over here, but it takes time. I understand that, and that's one thing which is going. The IT thing is with, of course, any kind of IT with machine learning or AI, we have people around who can get it delivered. So that's something. Also we are doing, which is kind of has brought us some money, the company, but that was not our main focus. Right now the main focus in which I'm channelizing my energy is the training thing, because in Australia compared to Europe or India, there is lack of Australia is not as innovative as the other countries, and they are late adapters. So if the people who arrive can get the latest and greatest of the technologies and also the things which they need for their job, like finishing school, that's where I'm focusing on. Because being in MNC, big companies like IBM, Oracle, Volkswagen and other things, what I understand is that it's very important that you have a finishing touch, and that's what we are trying to do through our training collaboration with the different people around.
Fantastic. That's amazing to hear, and great to hear as well that you are sort of like skilling up and leveling up a lot of people, which is so important looking into the 21st century. So I guess lastly, I just want to know, how can sort of people watching us or listening to this help you on your journey?
For the, I would say for the training part, I would request, if you know anyone in your circle who wants to get trained or be a trainer also for us for IT skills. We have started with IT, but of course we can give training for other things like safety for railways and things like that. So if there's someone who in the circle is interested to get trained or be a trainer, I would say just drop a line to me at avi@bluebellresearch.com.au. That's about the training part. IT project related work, small work, we are always open to do. So that's also there. You can drop me a mail. The kids part is the bit trickiest, where we first have to raise the awareness for the STEM kids. But still, if someone knows in the education sector where we can contact principals and show them how our model worked in India and we can replicate it, that would be awesome.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Avi.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. It was mine.
Lovely to meet you.